Hi, I'm Amy Lloyd. I'm a trauma recovery coach from Ascension Wellness. I am here today with my dear friend and colleague, Shannon.
Hi, I'm Shannon Dawn from shannondawn.com. I'm a life coach, relationship coach here with Amy, and we are here to provide some inspiration and motivation for a better life through communication and better questions. So one of the questions we wanted to start with today is, what part of ourselves do we leave behind in order to be in a moment with someone else, be in love, be accepted, be on a journey with them? Sometimes we have to contort who we are to be in their presence, because maybe they wouldn't like us or love us the way we are. So we think. And so, Amy, I would like to invite the idea of what you think of that question.
Yeah, so, as we were chatting a few minutes before going on camera, you had mentioned childhood. And so that with this sort of question, I always go back to the roots, and both for myself and for, clients and other people that I know. And it's that whole concept of self-abandonment. And as little children, as babies, we have to have our mom or dad, our primary caretaker, on our side, right? If we pit ourselves against them somehow, it becomes a literal threat to our life. We will die if they are not there to feed us, provide us shelter, all the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we are trained oftentimes from birth, really, to choose them over ourselves.
So true.
Yeah, and I can say for myself, and for so many people I know, we tend to internalize that, because what's the phrase? If you're told something enough, you'll believe it.
Correct.
So we believe all of these unspoken or sometimes spoken messages.
That is true too. A lot of what's not said is also indicating something. And I think 95 to 99% of communication is actually subconscious. So it's the tolerance of each other just by instinct, right? Yeah. And the role models that we surround ourselves with as kids, I mean, we have no choice. So whatever wounds and healings our parents bring to us, unfortunately or fortunately, you will adopt as a child. And it may become a struggle through life if it's not done in the right way.
Well, I love what you said about role models. So you're right. As children, we have no choice. But today, we do have a choice.
Yes.
It often does not feel like we do, but we do. And this is something that it's a hot topic for me, maybe, is the matter of choice. And I had someone say something to me the other day. I had an awareness where I realized something. It's like, oh, really? If I had known, I could have been doing it that way all along. And she said, well, that's okay. You didn't have a choice. And said, yes, I did. I just didn't know it, but I did. And so that is not to cast shame or blame. I actually would like to do the opposite and empower people, because when we bring awareness to a situation, we are providing ourselves with a choice. Now, it might be an awful choice and it might be an incredibly painful and difficult decision, but we are empowered to decide what is best for us in the moment. And going back to what you were saying about role models, that's the choice that we have today as adults in our life.
Right. And I think that, when we're in adult relationships and we do have the choices, again, sometimes we will still go back to our old patterns of thinking and reduce ourselves the way we are just to be in their life. But again, if you want to come back, if you notice that you're doing this as an audience, if you notice that you're doing something like this, it's recommended to consider the awareness as a bonus. You've got that. So check the check mark on that. And then just consider how else you want your life to be, and take baby steps. If it means journaling about it, if it means setting your alarm and asking yourself, what have I been thinking about in the past hour? Have I been ruminating over how I need to please this person that I'm with, or that person over there? Whoever it is, could be your partner, could be your mother, could be whoever. Is that what I want to feel? Do I want to continue to feel subservient or, contorted to someone else's needs and wants? Or do I want to start to learn who I am? And then find out what that is.
I love that. Those are all so empowering. And I would like to add to that self-compassion, because one of the first things you said just there is when we revert back to our old habits, because we will, and that's okay. There is no shame in that. And I just really want to invite everyone, ourselves, our audience members, to practice that loving self-compassion. Sometimes it can be helpful to get out of our own heads, because when we're looking through our own eyeballs, that's the way we see everything, including the person in the mirror, right? But if we can step out of ourselves just for a moment and look back at ourselves as if we are someone else, that is where that can be really helpful in connecting with ourselves in a different way, at a different level, with loving compassion.
So when we're looking at ourselves from a distance, it's almost, I often picture this with clients and myself even, is imagine you're a drone, or imagine you're on the space station, and actually go look at a picture of a floating space station and it looking at the Earth, and imagine yourself on the planet. Like, you're there, you're somewhere on that planet as this machine is flying by. What do you want to see for yourself? What do you want that person there to experience, right? I mean, it's kind of a cool transition of thinking. So that's one reaction I would recommend for everyone to try, just to expand their awareness and their horizons.
Love it. So empowering.
Yes. So I think this was a great experience. Amy, would you agree?
Yes, great experience. I think that was a very successful conversation.
Okay, good. So we hope that you all watching are having a great time learning some tips and strategies for a better life. And we will be back again with something else. So stay tuned.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.